After a short while, the ancient sect that had reappeared in this world just over 5 years ago vanished from heaven and earth once more. Then the heavy clouds began to disperse, and soon the skies and seas fell back into tranquil calm, with mild clouds and gentle winds. In an instant, numerous thoughts flashed through Li Fan's mind. Cloudwater Palace has been resealed? That never happened in my previous lifetime. Could it be because of the heavenly physician's figurine that I delivered? So in my last life, did Sikong-yi keep that figurine instead of delivering it to Cloudwater Palace? Was he truly that audacious, relying on his heaven-swapping art to defy death? No. There's another possibility. What if the heavenly physician never gave the white jade figurine to Sikong-yi at all, but instead gave it to my avatar? If that happened, did he perceive something I missed? The eerie chorus of wails from Cloudwater Palace returned to his mind, and Li Fan felt a swarm of confusion in his chest. What could the heavenly physician have done to provoke such bitter hatred from everyone in Cloudwater Palace? Li Fan recalled his first encounter with the heavenly physician. I'm just an old man who should have died long ago, but somehow didn't. Let this statue keep them company in my stead, the man had said. When the heavenly physician spoke those words, his tone was wistful and sincere. That very authenticity sent an even deeper chill through Li Fan. Regardless, this so-called heavenly physician is far more dangerous than I thought. His power exceeds my earlier estimates. Since my avatar is already in his sights, my true self must avoid further contact. This world isn't a static game. One unintended action can trigger countless changes. I must be far more cautious from now on. And that sword, how many more secrets does the Tsongyan Sea conceal? In the remote northwest of the Tsongyan Sea rose a solitary island of sheer cliffs. Seawater defied gravity, flowing up the escarpments to collect at the island's center in a shimmering lake. Once a month, when the lake's water peaked, it would erupt skyward, showering the sea below. Countless fish were swept up and hurled through the air, and among them one fish always soared the highest. Every month many cultivators gather to bet on which fish will leap the highest. Half the wagers feed the jackpot, and the other half the current reward pool. If no one names the fish champion, the jackpot rolls over. First place claims half the current reward, while second through 10th evenly split the remainder. If someone correctly guesses the champion fish, they take the entire accumulated jackpot plus the current reward. Since the fish betting lottery began, its popularity among Tsongyan Sea cultivators exploded. Everyone clung to the hope of sudden wealth. Returning to Wanxian Island, Li Fan detoured through the crowd, unable to resist the excitement. As the lake churned, a white pomfret surged, soaring highest to claim the title of fish champion. Li Fan tracked it with formless killing mechanism, committing its motion and form to memory, and thought to himself, I wonder if this same fish will win again in the next life. In anchoring year 17, Li Fan finally unlocked the second anchor point of return to truth. At that moment he received a dispatch from the Myriad Immortals Alliance's Heavenly Mechanism Hall. They summoned him to assist in investigating a string of mysterious deaths. 2 nascent soul cultivators, 6 golden core cultivators, 19 foundation establishment cultivators, and several chi refinement practitioners. Intrigued by the case, Li Fan wasted no time and headed straight for the Central Core District. Guided by a reception cultivator, he arrived at the Heavenly Mechanism Hall. The room hung hazy with incense smoke. A cultivator stood with his back to Li Fan, studying an enormous map of the Tsongyan Sea. The map bristled with markings, azure winds, crimson crosses, black dots, and the symbols moved and shifted across it like living things. What is this? Li Fan's curiosity sharpened as he examined the map. But within moments a wave of dizziness washed over him, and he hastily averted his gaze, unwilling to look further. Li Fan stood there for some time before the cultivator finally turned. He looked like a scholar in his 20s, with a frail, exhausted air about him. After coughing several times he waved his hand, and dozens of miniature human projections materialized before Li Fan. Do you recognize these people? Li Fan focused on one figure and an explanation surfaced. Mao Fei, late-stage chi refinement, cause of death, attacked by an exotic beast at sea. Qiao Guangyu, mid-stage golden core, cause mental derangement during contemplation of heaven's laws, resulting in self-detonation. As he reviewed each projection a chill ran down his spine. He recognized them all. They were the group that had entered that thatched hut. What they had believed to be a great opportunity to advance a cultivation stage had instead turned out to be a deadly trap. The claiming of lives did not happen immediately, but in the near future. Moreover, Li Fan was all too familiar with this manner of death. Wasn't this none other than heaven activating its killing mechanisms? But why would accepting Fuzi's opportunity attract the killing intent of heaven and earth? Fuzi, heavenly physician, Cloudwater Palace, countless connections surged through Li Fan's mind at once. While pondering, he nodded and replied, I did indeed cross paths with these people once. He then recounted the scene of the azure ox pulling the cart, and the wooden slip's lessons. The scholarly cultivator showed no surprise, as if he had expected this. Instead he studied Li Fan keenly and asked, With that opportunity before you, why did you hold back while everyone else went in? Li Fan repeated the explanation he'd already given. I am at the late stage of chi refinement. Without a foundation establishment wondrous item, that opportunity held no benefit for me. The scholarly cultivator listened without judgment, and did not press further. He merely smiled and remarked, You truly have extraordinary luck. He turned to the projections of the dead cultivators and sighed. When heaven marks you for death, there is nothing you can do to refuse it. After a long pause he addressed Li Fan, You may go. I know this matter does not implicate you, but as the sole survivor formal procedures must be observed, hence your summons for questioning. Li Fan nodded, cast one last glance at the map on the wall, and left quietly. He barely heard the cultivator murmur to himself, Another case has appeared? Outside the heavenly mechanism hall doubts crowded Li Fan's mind. Another case? Does that mean oddities striking people, or heaven activating its killing mechanisms? And under the eternal heavenly venerable's intangible influence, how could he recall this? He walked while pondering, but his thoughts were cut short by the clamor of a crowd gathering up ahead. Master Gong, how long must we study before we can set up an array like that? Master Gong chuckled, You youngsters have barely learned to walk and already you want to soar. This is the 7-colored Immortal Felling Array, standard in every core Myriad Immortals Alliance branch, modified from an ancient formation. Its power is terrifying. An ordinary spirit transformation cultivator who inadvertently steps into it will be instantly destroyed, their Tao extinguished. Master Gong, with your skill, setting up this array shouldn't trouble you, right? Of course not. Master Gong is among the finest array masters across the Tsongyan Sea. Indeed, he personally oversees annual array maintenance. The young cultivators jabbered loudly. Master Gong stood aside, stroking his beard with a pleased smile. Watching them, a memory struck Li Fan. He had almost forgotten someone's final request, an array master. His expression sobered as he called out, Senior, are you Master Gong? The long-bearded cultivator startled, turned to Li Fan. Surprise flickered across his face and vanished as he composed himself. He smiled and said, I am Gong Boya, and you are? Li Fan put on a show of relief and enthusiasm. I am Li Fan, Master Gong. I've finally found you. It was so difficult to meet you. Gong Boya looked mildly embarrassed but polite. Might I ask why you sought me, young friend? I act on someone else's behalf. My friend He Zhenghao left behind a jade slip titled Detailed Explanations of the 100 Veins Array Diagram before he died. Before Li Fan could finish, Gong Boya's eyes widened and he interrupted. What, you were friends with Taoist He? He entrusted you with a written treatise on arrays?